take that role. We've been all alone, stuck in our little zone since 1987. Join us, be a friend, or just stuck in the fence. After all, you only got 5 nights at Freddy's. Is this where you wanna be? I just don't get it. Why do you wanna stay 5 nights at Freddy's? Is this where you wanna be? I just don't get it. Why do you wanna stay 5 nights at Freddy's?
Guys, are you excited for my guest? Love this crowd already. Guys, make some noise for Kellen Goff! Hello, superstars!
How y'all doing today? You're not going to let a marathon stop you from getting in here, right? Sweet. Nice to see you all. Thank you all for coming. I want to take a quick second, real quick, and say a thank you. My sister. This is the first time that she's come to one of my panels. My sister, where are you? Yeah, that's my sister. Sorry, I had to embarrass you once. I have the power, I abuse it, you know.
Yeah, fast sister.
How's it been so far? I mean, I told you, I warned you when we were back there, these guys were hyped and ready to go.
Yeah, behind the stage?
Well, when you and I were back there, and I've told you, like, because we could hear them singing.
Oh yeah,
the theme song to them.
No, not everybody does that. Not everybody starts the High School Musical here with the whole Daco and CG5 songs in it. Or excuse me, C9KC, right? CK9C. I feel so bad. Don't tell him. Don't tell him I messed it up.
There's 2, you got both.
I got both?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I win. Me.
You're covered.
Yeah, you're covered.
You did.
Cool.
So how's the weekend been so far? I got to talk to you a little bit yesterday, and you had a lot of people on your line yesterday. How's it been today so far?
Very, very cool. Like, everybody here's been super nice. I adore Philly. I've been here once before to visit my friends from Newgrounds here, and I just always love coming to Philadelphia. It feels the people here feel like realer than like anywhere else I've been. You know, it's like exciting and chill in the air at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I always love coming to Philly, and everybody has been really cool. That best Friday I've had in a while. That's probably due to it being like squeezed into 3 hours, but still pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
Everybody, especially the gifts and everything, thank you for those, and all the art and everything. So cool. Always so cool, superstars.
The fan community for the voice actor and for the voice actors, whether it's gaming or anime, is incredibly passionate. It is something I have learned firsthand over the years. It's one thing to be on the stage with, like, I was just on stage with Cameron Monaghan, who does the Star Wars games, and I'll be on stage later with the gang from The Office and everything. But I love doing panels like this with voice actors because of how passionate these fans just are.
We're special, you hear that? That likes us best. Thank you.
I don't know how comfortable I feel being called dad.
Okay, just Ben.
Okay, that works.
Just Ben.
Yeah. So I kind of, as a podcaster, I kind of follow voice actors quite a bit, and I've met a number of them over the years, and I'm always very curious, because one of the things I've learned over the years, particularly with voice acting, whether it's video games or anime or animated series or whatever, is that you cannot be a voice actor without being an actor first. Because there's so much emotion, and it actually, to me, it's a little bit more challenging to be a voice actor than an actor, because you have to portray the emotion simply through your words rather than your actions, which could be, incredibly difficult sometimes.
Yeah, not all screen actors really like that transition. You'll see some in animation that prominent people that I'm not going to call anybody out, of course, but just like they don't like the medium because all the emotion has to come through in the voice and all that. And I find I'm autistic. Like you. 2 worlds, 1 family. So it helps a lot because sometimes my face doesn't really match what's coming out of my mouth or the way I'm saying it. So it really helps to just focus on one thing at a time because being autistic is a kind of juggling act with all of the different social things you're doing. It like where are my eyes looking? What are my eyebrows doing? All of that. So I am very comfortable with voice acting in that if I want to. Usually the face follows. If you're doing it right, then the whole demeanor will change and you'll become a different person. But it's nice to know I have that freedom, like nobody's looking at me, I can just focus here and then like divert all power to this generator.
Yeah. I know over the years, one of the things that we've seen more and more with voice actors too is a lot of them are tending to do home recordings. A lot of home studios being built, especially over the pandemic. That was something that happened. People were investing in that. Is that how you do your process now, or do you still go in the studio, or is it like a mix of the two?
It is a mix of the two now. It used to be all studio, but with the past few years, a lot of studios have figured out, we don't have to rent out a studio. We can just have them record.
We can save some money in this.
Yeah, but usually the setup is good enough anyway. But for a lot of AAA stuff or whatever, they still prefer the big sound stages or the professionally padded rooms for all that. And I do actually like to go in more. Like, it's lovely to just do. When I'm smiling, I don't think I'm smiling.
Your smile's beautiful. Ready?
Cheese.
Got it.
Thank you. What was I saying? Sorry, I got distracted. I also I think I have ADD and I get distracted by bright lights.
Me. Right there with you. It's okay. You were about to say sometimes it's comfortable to go into
to do it from home because then I can do it in any state of dress I would like, usually pajama pants. But when you go into the studio, it's such a different electricity, because you're around pros and suddenly your body's like, oh, time to be professional, time to bring it. So I know I belong here.
How often do you record with other actors, or is it still a lot of single recordings?
Never anymore, because everything has gone to. There are some still that do ensemble recording, and I prefer those because, of course, I like to see people and act with other people. I'm a theater kid, so theater kids. Any theater kids out there? Woo! Yeah, let's go.
Right here.
Let's go. Oh yeah, let's go. It's easier technically for them to be able to slide around all the different clips that they recorded individually. Plus, they don't have to juggle a bunch of actors' schedules to try and get them all in one room at the same time.
Okay.
I understand that, but I miss my friends.
So when you got that itch to get into acting, was it always voice acting from the start, or because you did say you were a theater kid as well, so I'm sure that kind of started the process.
In 3rd and 5th grade, that was what started it, the acting part of it and all that, then I'm about to show my age here. When I was 13, YouTube was starting, so we made like little animations on there, and we would sort of find our own like little tribes there and voice act for each other's stuff. And I'm like, I kind of like this. It's a good place for people to start, I feel like. And then me and my dad figured out that it's an actual job that I can pursue, and he's a lawyer, so he lured me into into a voice acting workshop with Bob Bergen, from there it was history.
That's fun. Yeah, it's one of those things because I myself was also a theater kid. I did theater in high school and also into college. I did some of it as well, and I've done some on-screen work as well. I mean, I don't know how many people. I don't know if it's exactly the crowd for it, but Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I've done a couple episodes.
Look where we are. It's in the name.
But they don't film here anymore. Like that's the sad. Everything's out in LA now because of how big. Oh yeah, they don't do anything here anymore. They've been playing a number of years.
California.
Boo California. Yeah, boo home.
But I always said that if I ever decided to pursue acting even further, other than this background and kind of a lead role, and I started to make a career of it, one thing I would never consider my career finished until I did the voice of an animated character.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm kind of the same way. Like I feel like there's just something about it that I would just. The challenge of it and just the fun of it, I feel like it's something I would want to take on.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a good bucket list item to have. It's very different. So, but yeah, best of luck to you.
I don't know how
it's gotten very competitive too. So.
It's incredibly competitive now. I mean, it's just I won't even dive into it. It's a little political to dive into that. So, I mean, but as far as other voice actors go, is there anybody that inspired your career to get started?
D. Bradley Baker. Yeah. Appa, Momo, Avatar: Last Airbender, everybody in the Bad Batch, pretty much.
I don't know. Spoilers for anybody who's seen it. That finale was just perfect. Wow, nothing for people out there. If you guys have not watched the end of Bad Batch,
come on, guys, it's May the 4th.
It's Star Wars Day. I know we're not here to talk about the Bad Batch.
Yeah. But his creature work was definitely the start of my love for the craft itself. And in that same vein, Frank Welker and Fred Tatasciore, Charlie Adler, the Goldie oldies. Don't tell them I said that. Oh my God, they'll kill me. Fred won't. Charlie will.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to meet a number of like the original Disney guys like Jim Cummings and
yeah.
I mean Winnie the Pooh for anybody who doesn't know
the
who
legends.
Jim Cummings is. Yeah, Darkwing Duck and
the legends.
So many other people. And I actually met. I did a panel with Bill Farmer a couple last year
Love
as well.
He does demos, Toonhouse Inc. If you got private workshops. He's the voice of Goofy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, but we're not here to talk about the other animators. We're here to talk about you and your career. But I would like to open it up to the audience if you're okay with that. Here we go. I was waiting for it.
That's what they're here for. Don't kill each other.
Lily, I just wanted to say first, thank you for bringing some of my favorite characters to life. It means a lot. And I wanted to know, what was it like when you got the call that they wanted you to come in to do the voice for Foxy in the movie?
Yeah, so that was weird. I was, for a little bit, the public had known that the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was filming. And I figured, shoot my shot. I emailed Scott, hey, if there's anywhere that you think I'd fit, I'd love to audition for it or something. He's like, actually, we don't have the rights to the diddly dum anymore. So we would love it if you could, record like what's it called, a temp track. So I was like, yeah, sure. And at the time I was at Shakespeare camp because theater nerds again, woo! But that was in the middle of nowhere, Massachusetts, without a microphone to be seen for miles. So I was like, he wants them now, so I used my phone. And I did like 18 takes on there, and he's like, cool, now add echo on it. I'm like, yep, sure. So on Adobe Audition, I added some echo. He's like, cool, we'll use that. I'm like, you'll use that? Yep. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so, and then fast forward like almost a year later, and it like sounds like a professional quality recording, right? But it was recorded on a freaking Samsung Android. that just goes to show Hollywood sound editors know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question, like, back when you were my age, and you started your first YouTube channel, Speed Jolt, I believe that's what it's
Oh
called.
my gosh.
Yeah. How did it?
That got a smile out of you. You know that one.
How does it feel like? Because I have a channel right now. I'm on the studio, and literally it happened like the exact same way. Like we're doing voices for each other's stuff, and
Cool.
I found my fandoms. I'm so glad I just finally, because I know you weren't diagnosed with autism until a couple years later.
Yeah. Well, I was. They just didn't tell
Yeah,
me
I
until
know.
I was
I
a
know.
teen.
Yeah. Were you like 16? I think, or something like that?
Back in the 90s, they weren't. The stigma was not quite what it was today in the acceptance.
But I just
department.
wanted to say, what was it like after after you did like the virtual school and everything? What was it like to finally just find your people online?
Yeah, I mean, I have been, even before, I went to virtual homeschool for a couple years, and but even before that, you know, the love that I had felt online, finding my family there is what drew me there in the first place, and I have friends today that I still, like my friend Nick, we met when I was 13 and he was 14, and we talk every now and again, but just, yeah, still friends today. And
awesome.
it was back in the days where that wasn't as accepted. Like they're like, don't give a stranger online your name. But it was so nice to find people that were trustworthy and knew what was up and knew what I was going through and all that.
Thank you. It's like so relatable for me too, because
Right
it's
on.
like and going to these conventions, I just love seeing like the fandom here.
Mhm.
I'm also like huge into the Animaniacs fandom. That tweet you posted about Animaniacs reboot being good was just so based.
Yeah, I liked it. I really
So
liked
many
it.
people dislike the reboot, but like it was like perfect because, yeah, as you said, the humor.
Yeah, my friend Zeno was in there too. I think it translated pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Dominic. So you spoke a little bit about early on in the days of YouTube making animations and voice acting in animations for your friends and such.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if there is any ongoing animated series, like on YouTube or such, that you're fans of? For
Oh, that I'm a
example-
fan of?
Yeah, for example, Murder Drones or one of my personal favorites, Wayne Saga. Is there
Oh,
anything that
okay.
you're interested in?
I haven't heard of either of those, I'm sorry. But they sound cool. I like Amazing Digital Circus. I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but once I get the time. Absolutely. And then I
You
love.
deserve to be in that.
Oh, thank you. And I love Spooky Month too.
Nice.
Yeah, I was Roy in that. And then let's see. Oh man, there's so many good ones online. Just anything on Newgrounds, you know. I was a Newgrounds kid, so just going back there and finding those. That it's still going.
If you can find the time, I would 100% recommend Wayne Saga.
Right
I
on.
personally love it.
Cool. Will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
And, there are a lot of theories about the lore, how
I've
spread
noticed.
together it is. I have one question. Do you believe that Michael Afton is possessing Glamrock Freddy?
Now see, that right there, I get in trouble if I say anything anywhere or the other, because I 100% candor, completely candid, I don't know anything. Scott, don't tell me nothing. Nothing. So, but like when I say like, yeah, I'd love to believe that theory is true, everybody runs with it. They're like, oh my God, it must be true if you like it. I do think there's a lot of, so all that to say, what I'm about to say is completely non-canon and should not be taken as canon, and please don't say. I think there's a lot of credence to it. I think there's a lot of good proof around it. It's well founded and everything, and I would love for it to be true. I don't know, but I feel like it's a logical conclusion to make. But I don't know.
Ignoring the obvious fact that these characters are robots and then physically this wouldn't be possible.
Of course.
Would you consider...
Oh, is this a ship question?
No.
Because I can't do that either.
Would you consider Freddy or any of the staff of the daycare attendant to be neurodivergent?
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking.
To be what?
Like autism, ADHD, would you consider
Oh.
Freddy or the daycare attendant to have anything like that?
I could definitely see Son having ADHD. I hope he does. I hope he does. That'd be cool. I feel like Funtime Freddy too. So,
Oh yeah.
so,
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about the others though. I feel like no, I think those two are the biggest like.
Yeah, I remember
for me,
seeing
yeah.
a meme one time that was like Sun ADHD, Moon autism, Eclipse ADHD plus autism.
So they cancel each other out, or?
Brody the Chipmunk, that's Alvin.
Ah. Got it.
Can you use your Faz mic to answer my Faz question? How many times do you think you said Faz in the game, and what is your favorite Faz item?
Oh my gosh. How many times did I say Faz in the game?
I did a compilation of every time Glamrock Freddy says superstar. I missed a couple times.
Is that right?
Look at I'm a Bun Studio. I already told you that's my channel.
Right.
It's literally just superstar.
Right. Faz, it must be like in the 10s, 20s at least. And then my favorite Faz, I like the Faz Blaster because it reminds me of the Astro Blasters from Disney.
Oh yeah.
Within the confines of the FNAF universe, how would your characters interact with each other, do you think? You can like pick two at least.
I feel like Glamrock Freddy would try very hard to get Funtime Freddy focused on the task at hand and not stopping at like every game and attraction there is. Even though, but at the same time, his enthusiasm is starting to get like Glamrock Freddy like wanting to do it too, but like we have to do our chores first, and then we can play the come on, you know, that kind of thing. I feel like that would be a good dynamic between those two.
What about a son of
Besides Canap security breach, are there any moments that you remember the most, and are there moments that you like are your least memorable moments in like acting or voice acting?
Well, the funny thing about least memorable moments is I can't remember them. But as for most memorable moments, I don't know. Spoilers, the end where he's like, "You are my superstar." That hit right here. And then for Sister Location, I don't know. That was just sort of a page of lines, whereas Security Breach was like a whole script with Excel and all that. So it's tough there. But yeah, I do like, I loved recording for all of that. I do have like fond memories of all of the recording sessions and stuff. So I hope that.
My question is, if any of your characters from Five Nights at Freddy's interact with any of your other characters in your voice, what would it be like?
If Overhaul went through there, he'd probably just like don't touch me. like everybody would try to be like the map bot would come take a map. I'm like, I don't know where that's been. And Diablo would not even enter the place. He would be in the shadows somewhere. I feel like Wingman would just like run through with the spike and try and plant it somewhere nobody could find it. And then Sasaki, I feel like he'd get scared and cling to Mia probably.
I'm thinking like Schwartzwalder right now, going through there, because I know you watch Schwartzwalder, Cookie Run Kingdom.
Schwartzwalder or Choco Wareham Brew, yeah.
Yes.
He'd probably break stuff
Huge
with the
Cookie
hammer,
Run
yeah.
Kingdom fan.
Yeah, he'd probably break, he'd probably whack Helpy and squish it.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Do you have a role or a character that you enjoy doing but wish it was more well loved or received by fandom?
there's an anime called Akudama Drive. And the one Akudama Drive, man, thank you. It's like, it's the Danganronpa guys, but they made like a Suicide Squad kind of thing. And I played the comic relief hoodlum in that, and I really love doing that. I think it's some of my favorite work to date. And then Wingman from Valorant as well. I really loved being a little tiny guy. I love Wingman, and I love being tiny guys like Wind Archer and stuff.
Do you have like a favorite role that you've done, and within that like a favorite like voice line ever, like a favorite line that you've ever been able to voice?
See, I feel bad about favorites because I feel like if I pick one, then it does a disservice to the others.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I know it's such like a nothing answer, right?
No,
but
no,
like,
that's fair.
I will say, I do like being a good voice because it makes me feel good about myself as a person when I'm not killing people or scarring children.
Maybe then, do you have like a favorite Fun Time Freddy voice line?
Favorite fun time frame, probably. I think that's the birthday boy over there. We should give him a surprise. That one's fun.
Maybe, I mean, you've been doing great work in every single game, but I think I have a soft spot for Sister Location because it gets a lot of
That's the OG. That's the first.
very much seeing that oh yeah video. You know, it's a kind of the story kind of gets hated on sometimes, but I just absolutely I love Sister Location. Thank you.
For sure. Thank you.
Another one of the games that you voice acted for was League of Legends. I was
Really?
wondering, yeah, did you do Fiddlesticks?
When did I do that?
Fiddlesticks voice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that thing. That creature. That's something. Yeah.
My question is, how much of that was like direction from the Riot team, or was that just something you kind of came up with on your own?
Yeah, so the original audition was kind of just all over the place, like any creepy noise I could make. But they sort of nailed it down to we want him to sound like a rusty gate can talk.
Yeah.
So is what it became. Very dry. It was wetter before, if that makes sense. There was more. Yeah, no, it took. That was 8 weeks of sessions.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we took our time with that one, and I'm very grateful we did because we came out with what we came out with.
Yeah, no, I love that.
How did you become the voice actor of Grandma Freddy?
So, in the beginning, I had been so many Freddys up to that point that I was like, surely Scott can't want me as another one. So I was like, hey, I would love to audition for like that alligator, whatever that is. Then he was like, actually, I had you in mind for something else. Can you read for this guy? And it was Glam Rock Fair. I'm like, sure, yeah. You're not tired of me yet? Yeah, we did like 3 auditions, 3 takes for it, and he picked the second.
If you could choose to voice any character from any game, movie, show, of any sort, what would you choose?
Oh my goodness. See, I'm so superstitious when it comes to this because I've said what I wanted to be before and that backfired. I'll just say I would love to be in the Dragon Ball universe somewhere or the Naruto universe. I would love to play around in there because when I was a kid, that's like, I made OCs and stuff. I was a big nerd. So just have to.
I just wondered, how would the FNAF animatronics do in Attack on Titan?
I think they'd get stepped on. Like maybe Music Man would have a chance because he's like the biggest, but like, woof. What if they had like the
ODM gear?
The ODM gear? Interesting. I feel like there would be, they could repair themselves, so maybe they would be even stronger, more powerful than the recon that we got. But that would be fun to see. But they're also heavier, so I don't know if the ropes could like hold them and like make them fly through the air like it does with humans. So
I think Moon has a
that's a tough one. I hope that answered it.
Okay, bye.
I kind of want to see that crossover.
Me too.
Me too.
Hello, my name is Chase, and I just have a question.
I love them all so much. I wish I could participate in more. I get requests from the creators that I work for to try and keep it, just to the canon material. But every now and again, they let me cut loose, like when they did when I got to do the Among Us meme with because Scott let me.
I'm not gonna
And I hope they let me do more, but yeah, TikTok and the rise of all of that and the I'm a material girl, that's so much fun.
Going back to the idea of home recording versus studio recording, more for studio recording, has there ever been a time you felt truly starstruck against like working with a particular voice actor or team of voice actors?
Wow. Starstruck working with a voice. Well, recently we've been doing Wing Feather Saga, and I got to work off of Kevin McNally, who does. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean. That was pretty cool. And then there are other there for the Playmobil movie, if anybody remembers that. We got to do a Wallace session all together, and I got to work with Kurt Thornton, and I really like his work. He's Shadow the Hedgehog right now. So yeah, I'd say those two definitely.
And Sasaki and Miyano is one of my favorite animes of all time, and it means a lot to me as a queer person. So I just wanted to ask you, what's your favorite part about being Sasaki, and just anything? I don't know. We haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah, he's so. They let me be so goofy with him. He's just sort of playful, but he's also respectful, and and consent and all that, and it's just a wholesome, not toxic at all environment. I was just oh, this feeds my soul every time I get to record for this. I just love. I loved how much improv I got to do. It was such a fun thing, and I hope we get to dub the movie sometime.
I hope so.
Yeah.
How much do you enjoy the days when early in Cis Location's development, when Funtime Freddy had an aggressive German accent?
That was just a choice of what it could be. I sent in 2 takes to Scott for him to pick from. But the German accent was really fun. I just know that if it actually reached Germany and it was the official voice, somebody would be mad. No, that's not a German accent. You're a poser.
I have been inspired to become a voice actor as well. So how do you kind of get your first deal, your voice work?
Nobody gets into it one way. Everybody has a different way in. I would say your best bet is to start doing theater and stuff so you get your acting chops. You're in it? Okay, cool. So just get the acting chops up. There's a lovely website called iwanttobeavoiceactor.com, written by D. Bradley Baker, that outlines this much better than I could in the limited time that we have. But Voice Acting Club and Casting Call Club are also lovely forums for this.
Since you voice acted Devolve on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, what would a stand name since you voiced FNAF, for example, Glamrock Freddy and Funtime Freddy, what would their stands be? Abilities and stuff.
Well, I feel like Gregory's stand would be Glamrock Freddy, right? I feel like I could see that working, but if Glamrock Freddy had a stand, I can't think of what they would do, but maybe something like Material Girl. Yeah. I think that would work. Did that work?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I think it would work. Does it work? Thank you so much, dude.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you guys for being such a great audience for this panel. One more huge round of applause for Kellen Goff.